Hey everyone, Glimpse here. Okay, so first video after getting Albedo, and I'm gonna say overall, I'm just gonna talk about how I think he fits into this Hu team, how I think he is as a character overall. I've been using him quite a bit. Nothing too crazy, but let me show you where I currently have his build right now. Um, all right, so I have him 70 out of 80 right now, about 2,000 defense, 89 to 146. Okay, everything's going pretty well here. Um, might level this up a bit more for the crit. Oh, that's 90. I forgot I did that. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Because the Harbinger of Dawn right here gives him more 28% crit rate at R5, I might go ahead and switch off a little bit more crit rate and give him more crit damage. But as of right now, you can see that his crit damage isn't too high. I don't even have a geo damage goblet on him right now. Yeah, he's at 45, like from the artifact set and from his Ascension passive. But you see this, I haven't got a good geo damage on it that I can switch off set for this piece. So, like as you can see here, the pieces aren't too crazy on this. Down's pretty solid. That's okay. Actually, no, I thought the crit damage and crit rate switch. This one's pretty solid. That one could definitely use some work. And this one here could also definitely use some work. Like, this doesn't have any crit damage there. It's like, say this got crit damage or something, then he'd be even better. But I don't really know if it's worth the resin right now to go ahead and switch off into more of this Husk domain, because I farmed it like crazy to get the pieces for Edos right here. And then these were just like leftover pieces I found. But, okay, so overall, a super cool character. I think it's pretty fun to just... I mean, this has like no use in combat, but it's pretty fun to just use it to like get on top of things, you know? Jump over, pretty cool, has a pretty decent uptime and everything. I'm just going to do some commissions, talk about how I feel about Albedo. If you guys just want the short answer, yes, I do recommend him for a lot of people. If you kind of just have, you got nothing else to do, you kind of just want to mess around a bit with like a new character. He's definitely fun. I recommend him. We'll go here real quick, and then I'll show you how his normal damage is. Where is it? Okay, we'll start here. Overall, super cool character though. So we're just gonna do a few of my last commissions, and I'll talk about his damage, how I feel he's performing, all these things like that. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty nice though, because before I didn't have a 4 slot for the Hu team. I know Yelan's a pretty good one, but I don't have Yelan, so I'm just running in the double Geo right now with Albedo. Because his, in case you didn't know, his passive after you use the ult gives the whole team 125 elemental mastery. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll just do this. And you see, that's one problem with him. But you can just plunge attack. If you're on a character that's like Child or something, you unfortunately can't plunge attack from that. I'm not gonna get a vape on that or anything. Okay, yeah, I don't think that was a crit either. But oh, I pressed that on accident. That's fine. But you see 15k damage there, not bad. And each of the here, let me show you these geo ticks real quick. I don't think you can tick the without stupid shield. We'll just kill him. Okay. I'll show you guys on the next one more about like personal individual damage, but you just saw on his ult right there, that was like 15k. His ult's not anything crazy with the damage wise, but it is pretty cool with the passive for the 125 EM, and I'll show you in a second where that is. Okay, so you can see right here, talents. Okay, so Rite of Progeniture, I believe. That's this one right here. So his ult increases elemental mastery of basically your team member. It's by 125. So that right there is pretty cool. That's useful. I mean, there's other characters that can do it though, so don't pull them for that. And this one, just when the opponent's HP is below 50%, his E damage does 25% more damage. So overall, pretty cool character. I love his design and everything. If you do think about going for this character, I definitely recommend him. I'll show you his personal damage right now. And my Albedo is not even that highly invested, so like this is definitely achievable. I've seen some people hit their things for like 30k per tick. You'll see what mine is right now. It's definitely not 30k, but I think it's pretty cool. Pretty solid damage. So yeah, I did farm a bit before he came out, and I just saved all these leftover pieces from farming when I was farming for Edo, in case I ever did pull him. And then I kind of just recently more decided that I did want him, especially for the Hu team and everything. So let's go here. Okay, I'll show you. Let's show you his personal damage. So like, you see each tick here. Oh wait, I think the thing blew up. Yeah, it did. Okay, let's set this back. Okay, so it's ticking for about like 9k. That one was 3k because it didn't crit. 9k. So yeah, it's about 9k each time it crits, and then now he's below, let's see, 4k, and then 11k because he got below 50 HP. So it's about around 10k average. So each proc is about 10k damage, which I mean is pretty good considering you're not really doing anything extra than just attacking with your characters, and he kind of just procs it in the background. So, like I was saying, this Albedo is by no means like perfect or anything, but let's see if it'll. You can kind of see just getting some procs in. I'll do this real quick. But the shields are kind of annoying. Here, let me just. I can't really burn the shield until this guy. Okay. Now we can try to get some pyro on this shield to break it. Okay, let's see if the shield breaks. And it should pretty soon. Okay, it broke. You saw another 11k right there. So, this is kind of just a showcase of like how much each tick of his E does with those Geo ticks, because they basically kind of just give Geo with your normal attacks. And I haven't really seen them interrupt any of the... oh, that's a Ruin Guard. Let's see. Okay, let me get his burst real quick because I just used it. Normally his burst comes back like instantly though, but I just used it at the end just because I was kind of messing around with it. So I'll show you his burst, and then I'll show you this damage on this last Ruin Guard. And that'll pretty much kind of... And I'll just wrap up the final thoughts, but like I was saying, overall, if you want the short answer, and you like his character a lot, I do recommend pulling for him. I don't think he's like the best pull in the world or anything for someone who's kind of just okay or pulling for like meta or anything, but definitely really cool. And the thing about him is that his burst cost is only 40, so you can definitely get a lot for him. A lot of his burst off for the EM, and let's see, you see his skill cooldown's also pretty low. Let's just hit right here. I'm pretty sure this guy's a lot of Geo res though. Okay, yeah, 5k there. 2k with the proc. Yeah, no, 5k. Okay, this guy definitely has some Geo res here. 5k. Okay, well, overall pretty consistent though, so you can see that that's pretty cool. Let's do this last Ruin Guard real quick. Alright. It's kind of a run. So, let's talk to you guys for a bit while we get there. Yeah, especially if you're like playing Hu Tao on another slot, don't have Yelan or anything. And I also feel like, I mean, I'm sure Yelan's a better character. I haven't really played with her much, but I've heard a lot of good things about Yelan and just overall damage. But like, say you want to use her on a separate team, or you want to get the Geo resonance on someone, I say that Albedo is definitely one of those independent, really good characters that you can kind of slot into any team, basically. When I was running around with some friends in co-op the other day, and I kind of just, I had 2 characters out, and I just wanted a second character that I can kind of just throw something down for extra skill damage. He's definitely pretty cool with that, and it's Geo, so like I was saying, you can't really do reactions with it, so it won't mess up any reactions. But it also, I mean, it can, but it's not very likely. They're in water, it's whatever. Okay, let's wake him up real quick. Let's see. Okay. Do this. Do this, and then we're just gonna go and do this. So you can 62k right there. And normally, if you saw my last video where I was crowning Hu Tao without that thing, he was probably hitting for about 51k per charge attack, and that was like 62, I think I was. 51 to 62, was that right? Actually, I think so, because currently my Hu Tao build's a little bit scuffed. I mean, I have fixed it slightly since that video, but yeah, so I had it set up for this weapon, but then I decided I want to pull for Staff of Homa, so I went over to this, and I'm just kind of getting the build set up, so when I switch over to a crit damage weapon, it'll be easier. But you see that I only have 56 EM there, so I feel like when you just get more and more of that, the first like 100 EM is the most important. So whenever I use this burst and she gets like 125, it's definitely a step up there. So 63,208 here, and before it's probably doing about 51k on the last video that I showed. I mean, I've improved this very slightly, but not enough to go from 51 to 62. So the extra EM buff and the proper Geo res definitely helps a lot. And I've been talking about Geo res a lot. Let me show you guys real quick. If you look at the Geo res right here. Okay, so shield strength by 15%. Zhongli doesn't really need that, but it's just nice to have. Characters protected by this shield, so like any type of shield, of the following special characteristics. So, anyone with your shield on there, the enemy's Geo res is increased by 20%, so, okay, nothing too crazy there, that's just normal. And then damage dealt increased by 15%. So, basically any damage you do in the Geo res is going to be increased by 20%. And I'm showing him right here on a Hu Tao team, because that's the team that I mostly see him ran in. Let me just climb this real quick. I mean, I mostly see him running in a Hu Tao team, but like another team that you could be able to do is basically any mono Geo if you want. Where's my Ito team? Okay, so basically you could replace say you use your Zhongli on a different team, you could replace Zhongli here. You can replace this 4th flex slot if you want to just do mono Geo. I just kind of do this so there's some passive damage whenever I'm fighting the corrosion. But yeah, overall I definitely feel like if you like the character Albedo, I say 100% go for him because he's a lot of fun to play. There's not too much to his kit, so I feel like it's very easy to just pick up and kind of play. You just throw it down and then you kind of can swap off, or you just throw it down like burst and skill and everything, and then you should be good to go. So those are the main things to worry about. This is definitely good for exploration and everything. I mean, it's kind of annoying when you're in combat and you fight something, but unless you're playing Child or Ayato, it's not that big a deal. Actually, let me show you that problem real quick. Let's go back to Mondstadt and I'll kind of show you why. Not Mondstadt. Well, yeah, Mondstadt, but just the main city. Let me just show you like the main problem playing him with characters like Child or Ayato. And I'm sure you guys have heard of him if you looked into Albedo really at all. But I'll just point it out real quick. Okay, we'll take off these last two. Child and Albedo. Okay, so these two characters both have the same thing. So you use your skill, shing, 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 and you go up here. And then you can't, I'm clicking the attack button, you couldn't plunge attack. Same thing with Child, you activate Sword Stance, and then you accidentally walk on this up there, and then you can't plunge attack, so you just have to waste a couple seconds. But like on most characters, it's not that big a deal. Like you go up there and you just can plunge attack back down. So like it's only really a problem on like Child and Ayato, and if you're just being careful, you won't step on it, just kind of fight around it. And if you get, apparently you can get that close. So yeah, just like if you're in it, just fight around it, stand over here. Especially when they're in their skill, they're mostly pretty stationary. You can go over it like that, no problem. But yeah, it's just kind of annoying, so just wanted to point that out. Like, I was doing it with Hu Tao earlier, and you guys saw that I just plunge attack down. It wasn't the end of the world. But just wanted to make that known. That's one, because like the EM buff, a lot of people like to use for Child. Yeah, so here, let me switch this real quick. Who's I using? I was using Bennett right now. Okay, so let's just look at the characters real quick that can run fine with Albedo. I mean, you can use him a bit for aggravate teams. He's definitely not the best. Don't worry about this team. This is just one I was messing with. But yeah, you can run him with aggravate teams and everything like that with Kaching, Sino type things. He's not the best character out there to help buff it, but it'll work. You can run him on Mono Geo with Ito. I don't recommend him with Zhao. You can use him with like these 4 characters right here. It's fine. Basically any character that can benefit from EM, so most of the elemental damage characters, and characters from Mono Geo and everything. Like if you want Geo Res and you have an extra slot, you can always throw them in there. But like again, you can also just throw in characters like Kazuha and stuff anywhere. So definitely not meta by any means, but I mean I don't care too much about meta. I kind of just play whoever I think is fun. But yeah, I've seen him the most useful in this team right here because I know that this is a pretty solid team that a lot of people like to use. Overall, I would recommend Albedo. I do think that he's a pretty cool character. And I think that's pretty much where we can wrap it up. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and consider subscribing. And thank you all so much for watching. And have an amazing day. Bye.